Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Miss Stidham here, and I'm hopefully going to help some of you that are really struggling with the point of Google Classroom, how it works, and why can I not just email my teacher, okay? So the point of today's little short video is to help you manage Google Classroom, okay? So you can see right now on my screen that I am just at plain old Google, okay? This button right here, where you can see my cursor, is where you find all of your Google apps. Okay, you have your docs, you have your sheets, your drive is where all of your work is saved. You can go to slides, but what we're interested in today is right here in your Google Classroom. Okay, you always want to make sure before you go into any Google apps that you're signed in as you, particularly if you have a sibling or a parent that is using the same device as you. You want to be using your account. Okay, so obviously this is my teacher account with my school email address, but I made a fake student account so that my screen will look like what your screen looks like as a student. So we're going to pretend that I am Jane Doe today. So I'm switching my account to be Jane. And then I'm going to go into Jane's Google Classroom. Whenever I pull up the homepage, I can see that I'm enrolled, well, Jane is enrolled in a science class, an English class, and a math class. So I have 3 different classes that are going to be assigning me assignments and giving me things to do. So I'm just going to pick any of them. I'm going to pick English. This is the home page of my English classroom, but the math and the science would look the same. It's always going to be set up onto the stream. This is where you can ask a question that everyone in your class can see. So you can see someone in Jane's class asked, hey, what's the IXL login? And Jane has come in here and answered how to get to IXL and the password. The teacher didn't even have to come in and answer that question because a classmate answered it for them. Not that the teacher wouldn't have answered it, but you might get an answer quicker if you put a question on the stream. Also from the home page, there's a very important button right here. It says View All. This is going to show you your grades in the class. When you click View All, here I am. I'm Jane Doe. This is all of my assignments. So you can see that for this week, my teacher's given me like 5 things to do. Man, she's so mean, that Miss Stidham. Totally mean. But underneath that, here's everything that I have already done. So I made a 100 on this. I got 28 out of 28. There's a 100 on that. I got a 100 on that. But oh dear, look, she's given me a 0 on this. It's not turned in. That means I better go back and figure out what that is, and so I can click on it. And look, it says that I didn't do it, like no work was attached, right? So I'm going to view the details there. And here it is, okay? Now I have the option, I can resubmit that assignment right there, right? So if you have a 0, when you go to view all, that's a real easy way to fix it. How do I get back to the homes page? Well, I'm going to go right here, back to the class name. Again, if you want to see what your scores are, you hit view all right there, and that will bring up your grades, okay? Now, the biggest problem that a lot of my students are having, and this is just across the board, is how to turn things in. So I'm going to go up here to the classwork tab. Okay. If the assignment is gray, it means that either I turned it in or the teacher graded it. You can resubmit those like I just showed you, but I don't need to worry about these right now. These are graded and turned in. So the ones that are still a color, these are the ones that have been assigned, and it tells me when they're due. These are all going to be due on Friday. So I'm just going to pick one here. So when I click on that assignment, my instructions say, watch these 2 YouTube videos over Edgar Allan Poe's life and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so I have 2 videos here to watch, and then here's the questions. Now these questions are in Google Forms. That means if I were to click on this link, it's going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to be able to answer the questions here. But for a lot of our assignments, it's just a paper of questions that you can't actually work on. So a lot of you guys are not understanding how to turn in your work, okay? If this happens to you, if you have questions on an attachment that you can't edit or you can't answer them on, you're going to click View Assignment. And then instead of just marking it as done, because the teacher won't be able to see your work, you're going to click Add or Create. When I click Add or Create, these are my options. Now, if I have already made a Google Doc or a Google slide that I want to send to my teacher, I click my Google Drive. And any files that I have made are going to show up down here. So I would just pick one, like this one says it's my math work. Here's my science assignment. Anything that I've done is going to be in the Google Drive. So I would just click whatever I want it and click Add. You give it a second to finish loading. And now my work is right there. I would be able to turn it in now that I've attached something, okay? But what if I don't have the work done yet? I need to answer these questions over Edgar Allan Poe. I have not done that yet. I do not have a Google Doc. Well, I'm going to still go to Add or Create, and this time I'm just going to open Docs. Here we go. We've opened up a plain blank Google document, okay? You will see it's already titled the Google Doc with my name and the name of the assignment, okay? So I would just need to go back and forth. I would need to look at the questions and then come over here and say question number 1. I love Google Classroom. Question number 2. I love my English teacher. Question number 3. I love being smart aleck, etc., etc. Okay? So now, whenever I have all of this done, what am I going to click? Do not click share. That sends us an email. You want to turn it in. Okay? There's my Google Doc. I can turn it in. Okay? That should help you turn things in. Okay? One other question I've gotten is how to make a screenshot. Well, you can always take your phone and take a picture of whatever it is that you've worked on. So if this was my Google Doc, I could just get my phone out, take a picture, then email it to my school email account, okay? But if I wanted to take a screenshot on my computer, wherever your menu or search bar is, you can look for a snipping tool. A snipping tool, if you hit New, gives you a little cross just like that. You can make a square over it, and now you have a picture. You're going to save the picture as Jane Doe assignment. Now I've saved it to my computer. When I come over here into my assignment, I'm going to add it in. This time I'm going to choose a file because I just saved that to my computer. I'm going to select a file. I named it Jane Doe Assignments. Jane Doe Assignment, there it is. I'm going to upload it. Give it a minute to upload, and then I'm ready to turn it in. 2 attachments will be submitted, is that right? Yes, I'm going to turn my assignment in. Man, it's taking it a minute, isn't it? Probably since I have a doc and a picture, it's going to take it a minute to turn it in. Perfect. Okay. Now, I can always go back out to my class. I can go to View All, and that Edgar Allan Poe one says Turned In because I just did it, right? So now I'm just waiting on my teacher to grade it. So now I see I've got 4 assignments I still need to work on. I have 1 that's turned in, and then these down here my teacher's already graded. And that's going to work the same for any of my classes. So if I click here, I can go to science, and it's all the same. How do I see my science grades? I go to view all. Oh, look, I've got 1 0. That's not good. But I did well on this assignment. I better get these 2 turned in. I want to see if Coach Roberts is going to let me turn this one in still. I'm going to view the details. Oh, look, I can resubmit it. I better do that, right? So I'm going to add something here out of my Google Drive. She's been really serious about this garbage patch situation. Let's pretend that this is it. Okay? Find wherever your work is, and then you resubmit your assignment. Okay? I hope that this helps you guys get through Google Classroom, how you can check your grades, how you can turn in an assignment, and then how to take a screenshot of something if your teacher asks for that. If you have any questions, my email is srstidham@shakota.k12.ok.us. Hope that's helpful.